Hey, I'm Tobias Wilhelm, business coach and consultant, and in this video we're going to talk about being overwhelmed, especially when you're a business owner. I've been working with business owners for the last 25 years, and a lot of them have this feeling where they're constantly overwhelmed, their hair is on fire 24/7, and that's really not productive, and it's a really miserable state to be in. So here's 5 things to remedy that situation. Tip number 1 is you want to make sure you have a plan every single day. I have seen people that have hired assistants, they hire people, they're trying to throw employees at things, and then you end up having 2 employees that have as little of a plan as you do, and that's really not productive. So you want to make sure that you have planned out what you want to get done every single day, and then work that plan. Make sure that nothing stops you from accomplishing what you absolutely need to get done. Number 2 is you have to be honest about your plan. If there's things that you will not want to get accomplished, or you're just not you don't feel like doing, then don't put them on your list. There are some things, everybody wants to learn how to paint and learn how to learn a new language and whatever else. But if you're thinking, okay, so I really want to do that, but it's really never going to get done, don't put it on your list, because it's just going to hang there and always be out there. For some people, it's organizing their files. For some people, it's other stuff. If you ain't going to do it, don't put it on your plan. Number 3 is you want to make sure you communicate clearly, whether it's to employees, whether it's to other people, because unless people know what's expected of them and what you're going to do, you're always going to be running behind some kind of disaster, trying to put out fires. And the biggest hurdle in business is when you put out fires rather than preventing them. So anytime you talk to an employee, you want to make sure that they have a clear path of getting accomplished what you expect them to do. You want to make sure that if you're hiring somebody to be in charge, if somebody else comes up to you, make sure you send them to that employee. There's nothing worse than having too many people in charge and nobody really knows who they're supposed to go to. Tip number 4 is you have to say no every once in a while. Actually, it's probably more productive to say no more often than not. Everybody has the natural tendency to want to please and to say yes as much as we can. The problem with that is that you sometimes end up loading yourself up with a bunch of stuff that you don't want to do or you should have said no to. So you want to have some kind of go-to answer, whether that's I will get back with you, or you need to contact my assistant, or whatever it is. Or it might be, well, business is too busy right now and I can't really do that. Because otherwise you're going to end up with a bunch of stuff that you committed to that you shouldn't have committed to, that cost you a bunch of money. And we all in business, we have these things where it's like, okay, I shouldn't have done that, I'm going to lose a bunch of money, it's going to cost me a bunch of time. And you don't want to be that person. And it's easier to say no now than to say yes and then suffer for it for the next couple of weeks or months or whatever it might be. Number 5, and this is probably the hardest in today's day and age, is eliminating distractions, because we all have cell phones that constantly, they want our attention. You get a notification every time somebody leaves a comment on your Instagram, every time somebody sends you a message on Facebook. And the best advice I've seen is to just turn as many notifications off as you can, because if somebody leaves you an Instagram comment or sends you a message on Facebook, you should have once or twice a day where you check those. But other than that, keep plugging away at what you're supposed to be working on. You can set yourself a 30-minute window where you're actually working on stuff, and after that you can check your Facebook, check your Instagram messages or whatever else. Maybe you only need to check them once a day. So the more notifications that you can turn off, the better it is. So you hear people say a lot that people need to work on their business instead of in their business. And some of the problem is sometimes you end up working in your business literally and figuratively when you should be working on your business. So if you're sitting in your own business and you constantly have employees interrupting you rather than you getting done what you actually should be getting done, then you have to figure out what is more important. And more important is working on your business, because you need to plan ahead to succeed. If you're constantly the plumber, if you're constantly the fireman, if you're constantly working on stuff in your business that you really shouldn't be the one working on, then you're never going to get anywhere as far as your future planning is concerned. I've talked to a lot of business owners. They're very proud that they do everything and anything. They're the plumber, they're the kitchen person, they are the receptionist. But the problem with that is you have people for that, but you don't have anybody that should be working on your business and where you're going to take your business next. So it's important to prioritize and do the stuff that you should be doing and leave the other stuff up to the people that you pay for it. All right, that was 5 things to do to be less overwhelmed in your business. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe below. Please let me know what you think about it. And I am Tobias Wilhelm, business coach and consultant. I will talk to you next time.